Here's an update on the story that we did yesterday. If you can remember the recent report about Louis Lang, the man who never bought health insurance and failed to refuse to sign up for the Affordable Care Act because he believed that charity would help him. He would go in with a conservative health care plan of charity care. That didn't work. He found out the hard way, of course, that he was unable to get this charity because he was either too old or too young. And then, of course, he couldn't just sign up for Obamacare for the Affordable Care Act at any time. And also found out that through Republican politicians and Republican politics in South Carolina that he wasn't able to get Medicaid because they refused to expand the Medicaid law in South Carolina. Well, he found out that he was kind of fucked. So what happened is that this 49-year-old self-employed handyman and staunch conservative Republican, who, by the way, his medical history, if you don't remember, is that he had a series of mini strokes, he's a smoker, and then he's had diabetes. He hasn't exactly managed everything very well. So, obviously, because of all of his different medical issues, he's now unable to work. He's losing his eyesight. He needs a $30,000 operation. Since he doesn't have insurance, that's going to come out of his pocket. Obviously, he's burnt through his entire savings. And because of all of this that's happened, he's decided to blame Obama. Now, other than just blaming Obama, he also set up a GoFundMe campaign. Now, hoping that people who are sympathetic to his cause would come in and donate some money and help him out, help him get a surgery. I did that yesterday, and I said, look, I hope that people also contribute to his campaign. I actually said, hopefully conservatives would stop giving their hate money to anti-gay bakers and pizza makers to be able to actually help this guy that needs help. Because as I said, I don't like people's lives getting ruined because of a health issue. Well, now, I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but I'm certain the flood of media attention over this guy has raised a lot of sympathy from the online community. And in fact, he's raised over $7,000 in one day after this story came out. The little twist here is that it's not mostly from conservatives, it's from mostly liberals. Interesting. In fact, a lot of the people that left comments on his GoFundMe after donating, and some of these are great, were from people who are self-admittedly very progressive. Now, one of these, and I'm going to read some of these, quote, I'm a progressive and a liberal, according to Mark Little, who gave $5 to this campaign. I get my health insurance from a private provider through healthcare.gov. I use the ACA because I have my own business. Turn off Fox News, turn off Rush Limbaugh, stop voting against your own best interests, stop voting Republican. Here's $5 to help you out. Good luck. Well, I love that. Now, another comment was a little chastising, but rightly so. And this was based on Lang's own admission that, hey, you know what? I pay for my own medical insurance. I paid for my own medical treatments. I don't need insurance. Except that when he needed insurance because he blew through his savings, this guy says, you tried to float by without paying insurance for years, despite having diabetes, which you knew could blow up on you. Oh, getting that whole personal responsibility angle. And this is Joseph Johnson. He contributed $10, by the way, so he's helping out. Your party dicked you over by not expanding Medicaid, and you still blame Obama? You are laughably ignorant. Get educated and get well. I wouldn't wish blindness on anybody. Thank the liberals, also, who are saving your eyesight. And he brings up some pretty good points. And he helped out. He's doing what a lot of us liberals would do. Like, I told you so. Here, I want to help you out. Like, I want to save your eyesight. And I agree with that. I want to save his eyesight too. And hopefully he learns a lesson from this. And even if he doesn't, you at least still help someone get their lives better. And it shouldn't matter. Helping somebody shouldn't matter. Their politics shouldn't matter when you're trying to help somebody. And so that's why I love this. Now, another supporter, Jim Portney, says, I'm a strong supporter of the APA, or the ACA, which was intended to address situations precisely like yours. But I won't lecture you about bad choices. We all make some. I just wish you well and hope that we learn a lesson from this. Good luck. And Jim gave $20 to the campaign, which is awesome. And so, you know, I love that. Now, Lang is approaching the halfway point towards the minimum of $18,000 his surgery might cost. And who knows, you know, due to all this media attention, there's a good chance that he'll get enough money, and I hope he does, to get his eyesight saved. It doesn't matter. You make bad choices, everybody makes bad choices. That's the whole point of universal healthcare. That's the whole point of Obamacare even, is to say that, hey, even though you may have messed up, that's okay. You shouldn't have to pay the price for the rest of your life for doing so. There's always room for redemption, and I really love that message. Now, Harvey Smith, who gave $5 to the campaign, said, quote, I am a leftist on a very limited income who is fighting for universal health care, who doesn't want anybody in this country to go without medical care, a basic human right. I hope you will be able to get the help that you need. You will be in my thoughts. So there you go. Now, there's amongst the many comments that this fundraiser had gotten, this is probably my favorite, and this comes from Ed Gruberman. He says, quote, I want to donate enough to really help you out, but I can't figure out how to get GoFundMe to accept bootstraps. A little bit of fun, good comment, I love it. A little bit of fun, a little poignant, but nonetheless, it is good to see this guy is getting the help that he needs. I also believe healthcare is a human right. It doesn't matter your politics, it doesn't matter your race, creed, religion, whatever. Everybody deserves healthcare, even if you make a mistake. And that's the problem with the conservatives, is that they're like, no, you're on your own. I mean, you had Ron Paul out there, setting up that scenario. Somebody who didn't get insurance gets into a car accident, ends up in a coma. Who's going to pay for that? Well, the audience actually cheered when Paul said, let him die. They cheered for that. So this just shows you where a lot of conservatives are on the issue of, if you don't have insurance, well, you're screwed. Personal responsibility. Here's some fucking bootstraps. And this really points out the difference between liberals and conservatives. Well, and liberals are giving money in charity. They're being more charitable. Even though we believe in a government solution, that government can provide healthcare better, we're still doing the charity route and still saying, look, of our limited money that we have, I don't want you to go blind. I want to help you. Here's what little I have. And look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some conservatives will get wind of this and be like, hey, you know what? I should donate to this guy as well. But I'm going to come off like a dick and say that the people who argue about, well, my tax money shouldn't go to your health care, my tax money shouldn't go to you, you should rely on charity, are normally the people who are not going to give money to the charity. Basically passing it off to somebody else. Well, that's not my problem. Go to a charity. Somebody out there will help you. Which is obvious in this guy's position. In this guy's case, they did not help out. So, just a little bit of a difference between liberals and conservatives on the issue of healthcare.